No question about it. 56-44, 12-point lead, and that's the biggest that the Clippers have had. Gilliam out front, top of the key. And the Suns cannot afford to dig themselves a hole here on the road at the Sports Arena tonight. Kevin Johnson looks to the left side, off to Hornacek. Now they go to Gilliam. Gilliam tries to muscle one up, but he's just short. And the rebound belongs to the Clippers, and Reggie Williams is there to get it off. Reggie Williams comes down the right side. He'll go into Ken Norman. Norman off underneath to Charles Smith, but he traveled with the ball.
Suns got a break there because the Clippers again worked that ball inside.
Danny Manning played 10 minutes. 1 out of 4 from the field. Had a couple of rebounds and an assist. The assist was a beauty. Got the ball at midcourt and rifled it length of the court for Ken Norman on the fast break. Here's Gilliam out front. Goes up an air ball, but it's saved by Kevin Johnson. He'll take it to the hoop, and as he drives, he's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. And the foul is going to be on Charles Smith of the L.A. Clippers. We're just into the second half. Al McCoy with Dick Van Arsdale here from the Sports Arena in Los Angeles. And the Clippers lead the Suns by 12 as Kevin Johnson goes to the free throw line. He's 2 for 2 from the line, had 10 points, 4 out of 5 from the field. So he shot the ball well.
He did, but the last shot, Al, by Armin Gilliam was at least 20 feet, and the Suns don't need to take that kind of shot.
They want Kevin to take that ball for Gilliam, and Gilliam to be inside. But first the side.
Eddie didn't hesitate on that shot. He put it up before Benjamin could react.
That's what they have to do. Inside, Ken Norman. Norman pushing the shot up. It's around and off, won't go, and Kevin Johnson has the rebound for Phoenix. Suns come up on the run down the left side. Eddie Johnson, he explodes. Here's the shot. Good. EJ getting on track right here.
That was a tough shot.
He has 3 quick hoops in this third quarter, and it's 60-54 as the Suns trying to get back in it. Norm Nixon up on the backcourt. Kevin Johnson with him defensively now. Norm Nixon still on the dribble. Spins the other way, top of the key. He stops at the free throw line. Goes to Benjamin. He turns for a shot that won't go. Rebound Gilliam. Gilliam up to Kevin Johnson. Here's the long pass. He's got Chambers to the hoop. He's fouled over the top. He was going for the stuff. And he's fouled over the top by Reggie Williams.
That's an alert play by the Suns. Kevin Johnson, nice pass to Chambers, and that's going to help.
Chambers has only gone to the free throw line once. He hit that shot. He has 15 points. We're going to time out here with 8:40 to go in the third quarter. 60-54 Clippers. This is a full timeout or no?
I think they called that a breakaway.
Oh, they are calling it a breakaway now. Okay. So Chambers will shoot it and get it. Well, they must have called a technical here.
Well, we get
or 2 shots.
It's a breakaway.
Well, if it's a breakaway, it's 2 shots, and they'll keep the ball.
Keep
so
the
we'll
ball.
See. The next free throw is not good. Well, let's see. Is there a timeout or no? See what the officials are going to do. Is there a timeout? We're asking referee Jimmy Capers. All right, there is a Clipper timeout. 8:40 to go, third quarter, 60-55. Clippers lead it. We'll be back after these messages. Well, after trailing by 12, the Suns have battled back within 5. And they have the basketball following that breakaway foul That was called on Reggie Williams. One of the two free throws was good, and now the Suns have possession again. 60-55 Clippers. Kevin Johnson on the drive. Tries to dish it off, but on the pass off, we're going to get an offensive foul. Foul is on Kevin Johnson and the Suns. And that's going to be...
I believe that was a traveling violation.
Traveling violation. Okay. 60-55 up on the scoreboard. Suns trail. Clippers of the ball. Norman goes inside to Benoit Benjamin. 14-foot jumper's way short. Rebound down to Kevin Johnson. He's got Eddie Johnson out in front. EJ goes to the hoop for the shot. Scores it. Count it. And he's fouled. And a foul will be on Reggie Williams again. So Eddie Johnson, who had only 2 points in the first half, has really come alive here in this third quarter.
And I like the way Kevin Johnson is looking down the court. He's not dribbling it up with his head down. He's looking for his teammate.
Boy, a great finish by Eddie Johnson. He got the shot. He has 10 points in the game now, and he's waiting at the free throw line. A 3-point Clipper lead, and Quentin Daly is going to check in here for the Clippers. Eddie Johnson's free throw is good. 60-58. Suns trail it by 2 points. Norm Nixon up by the backcourt now. Nixon against Kevin Johnson of the Suns. Nixon off to the right side for Ken Norman. At the Benoit Benjamin. Benjamin looking for somebody, and Nixon has to come back out and retrieve the basketball. Nixon moved to the left side, goes into Charles Smith, low post. Comes out, he's got about an 8-footer. Good. Charles Smith
posted up on Armin Gilliam.
He has 10 points. 62-58, Clippers by 4. Kevin Johnson sees some daylight, goes up for the shot. Blocked by Charles Smith, grabbed by Norman. Now to Nixon. Nixon down the middle. Right side, Ken Norman. Back out to Nixon. 16-footers knocked down by Chambers, grabbed off by Kevin Johnson. Eddie Johnson down the left side, gets the pass. Pull up from 18. Swish!
He likes this arena. He wasn't so good in the first half, but he remembers now what it was like.
13 points for EJ, Eddie Johnson. Again, the Clippers lead is cut to 2, 62-60. Norm Nixon to Reggie Williams. Goes inside, but it's knocked down, and the pass is picked up by Armin Gilliam. Up to Kevin Johnson. Push it up in a hurry. Flip it back on the right side to Chambers. He's got a 20-footer, but it's short. Rebound comes down to Norm Nixon. He throws it up front, and it's knocked down by Hornacek. Steal to Chambers, to Eddie Johnson. Eddie Johnson from 20. Yes, indeed.
Oh, my.
It's tied up. 15 points, 13 of them in this quarter for E.J. Eddie Johnson. And we're not even halfway through the period, Van.
He can light it up.
62-62. Norm Nixon into the lane. Back on the left side for Williams. Into Benoit Benjamin. Turns for the shot. It is not going to go. Tip up won't go. Now it's followed by Charles Smith. He'll score it, and he's fouled. Norman missed the follow-up, and Charles Smith got it. Basket counts, and he's fouled on the play.
Clippers just out-hustled the Suns on the glass here. Norman is always going to the offensive glass.
Eddie Johnson picking up the foul. So Charles Smith, who has 12 points, will go to the free throw line. A rookie from Pitt. Another one of 3 first-round draft picks in the Clippers this year. Here is the free throw. It is good. 65-62, so the three-point play by Charles Smith. The field goal and the free throw, and the Clippers are up by 3 again. Kevin Johnson is tripped up as he makes his move. Gary Grant is in there, and he is going to be charged for the foul, the rookie from Michigan.
I would say Gary Grant should play basketball instead of trying to referee.
6:35 remaining in the third quarter. Suns will get a new 24 seconds up on the shot clock. Eddie Johnson has ignited the Suns here. Scored 13 points already in this quarter. Hornacek to Chambers. Eddie Johnson, baseline from 17. A swisheroo for 2. How about that?
Eddie Johnson will educate some of the rookies.
65-64, the Clippers by 1. Gary Grant by the Benjamin screen. Goes back to Benjamin on a pick and roll, but Kevin Johnson knocks it away out of bounds. Still belongs to the Clippers with 14 seconds on the shot clock. They have Quentin Daly, Gary Grant, Benjamin, Charles Smith, Danny Manning. That's the 5 on the floor. Manning gets the inbound pass. Played defensively by Chambers right now. Back to Gary Grant. Grant says he wants some movement. Grant holds the ball up high. Feeds it out to Charles Smith. He wants to drive. He'll dish it off to Manning. Manning baseline 5-footer left side. Good.
Nice play by Charles Smith. Good assist.
67-64 the Clippers. Johnson over the time stripe. Kevin Johnson. Gary Grant sliding with him defensively for the Clippers. Eddie Johnson in the corner. Drives, shoots. This one won't go from 12. Rebound Benjamin. Outlet to Charles Smith. Comes down the left side. Flips it up in the air. The ball goes up off the hands of Manning and sticks between the rim and the glass. We'll have a jump ball.
Jump ball. That doesn't happen very often.
5 minutes and 42 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Well, it was flipped up in the air, lob for Manning. He just let it go off his hands, and it got stuck between the rim and the glass. Dan Marley in the Phoenix lineup. Hornacek comes out. The jump ball will be at center court. 67-64, the Clippers lead it. Benjamin against the Suns, Tom Chambers. Now they are bumping around trying to get position here. Now the referee Jimmy Capers working here tonight with Mike Mathis and Joe Forte will get things straightened out. Ball goes up for the tip, comes to the side. Now let's see, somebody was in the circle. And they're going to give the ball to the LA Clippers.
Suns, Dan Marley, they said was in the circle before the tip.
So Manning will inbound at its midcourt. 67-64 Clippers. Manning gets the ball down the left side for Charles Smith. They played on the U.S. Olympic team together. Smith at the baseline. Fall away jumper from there won't go. Grant tipping won't go. Eddie Johnson up to get it. Throws it out at midcourt to Marley. Marley down the left side. Marley's going to take it to the glass and score it. Dan Marley.
Marley, strong, aggressive move. Likes to go to the hole.
Suns trail by 1 point. 67-66. Grant to Quentin Daly. Daly against Marley. Daly comes out behind a Benjamin screen. Daly bangs into Chambers. Takes it down inside. Shot won't go. Benjamin rebounds. Knocked down by Gilliam. Gilliam thought he had the all ball, but there's going to be a whistle in underneath. They got a foul called on Armin Gilliam.
Well, Armin thought he got the ball too, but Mike Mathis didn't see it that way. Quentin Daly again with the basketball. You know that he's going to try to take it and go one-on-one, and you really should cover him. He's not going to pass the ball that often.
2 fouls on Gilliam. 2-shot clock for the Clippers. 2 team fouls on the Suns here in the third quarter. And the Norman after Benjamin at the high post this time. Right side for Quentin Daly. Takes it in the lane. Breaks to the hoop. Scores Daly.
And he's effective one-on-one.
He has 15 points. Quentin Daly for the Clippers. 69-66 the Clippers. Kevin Johnson down the right side for Phoenix. Starts to move on Gary Grant. Still on the dribble now. Now drives, penetrates, gets it out to Marley. Marley has a 20-footer. It won't go. Rebound Benjamin. Benjamin. Baseball pass up to the general, Gary Grant. Former Michigan star to Manning. Gilliam knocks the ball away. One off Manning. Suns will have it.
Manning's having a little trouble handling the basketball.
Clippers 69, the Suns 66. Just over 4.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Suns are staying close. Now Kevin Johnson off to Eddie Johnson. Is having a brilliant third period into Gilliam. Gilliam against the 7-footer Benjamin. Gilliam has the ball knocked away, but reaching in is Gary Grant. He'll pick up the foul, and that should put the Clippers over the team foul limit.
Armin should go to the line anyway. I thought he was in the act of shooting.
That's 4 personal fouls on the Clippers' young guard, Gary Grant. And Nixon is going to come back in here. Norm Nixon will return for the Clippers, and Grant will come out, and Gilliam will go to the free throw line. Gilliam is 3 out of 4 from the charity stripe, has 11 points. Turnovers, the Clippers with 16, the Suns with 10. But the big rebounding is, as you saw at halftime, a big reason that the Suns have had problems with this Clipper team. Free throw by Gilliam, not good. He will get another try, but now somebody may have stepped in there.
He's going to get another shot.
Yep. One of the Clippers, I think Danny Manning stepped into that lane. So Gilliam will get another try. Lane violation against the Clippers. Here's Gilliam's free throw. This one won't go. Now he'll get another one. Well, if he misses this next one, it would be a basketball hat trick.
The old hat trick.
Gilliam has missed 2. Second year in the NBA for Gilliam. Next free throw, he got it. 69-67. Suns put on defensive pressure. A 2-point Clipper lead. Norm mixing up out of backcourt. He and Quentin Daly, the Clipper guards. Front line, Manning with Benjamin and Norman. And now the pass goes down the left side. Here's another foul on Armin Gilliam. That'll be his 3rd.
Is that his 3rd or his 4th? It is his 3rd, okay.
And for the Suns, their 3rd team foul. 4 minutes, 12 seconds left here in the third quarter. Tyrone Corbin has checked into the Phoenix lineup. 6'6" guard from DePaul. Forward guard wherever he decides to play. Right now he's against Danny Manning. And a forward swap. They go to Manning. Manning, pass, knocked down, steal by the Suns. Kevin Johnson comes up with it. Head to Dan Marley. Marley all the way to the hoop. And it is blocked by Ken Norman to the Clippers. To Nixon, to Quentin Daly. Daly drops it off to Benjamin. He scores it.
Taking advantage of the block on the other end. The Clippers score.
They're playing well. LA Clippers lead it 71-67. Kevin Johnson for the Suns. Kevin Johnson with the ball. Keeps it up and down like he's got it on a string. Yo-yo's the dribble, top of the key. Left side, Eddie Johnson from 20. No good. Rebound, Quentin Daly. Up to Nixon. Nixon out of backcourt. Nixon down the right side. Gets the pass to Norman. Norman to Benjamin. Right down the middle. In for a slam dunk. Benoit Benjamin. What a power move. We'll get a Phoenix timeout. 3 minutes and 19 seconds remain, third quarter. Clippers 73, Suns 67. Back after the Phoenix timeout. 13 points. Made 7 out of 12 from the field. 13 rebounds, 4 blocks, 2 assists. He's doing all right, Dick.
Of the centers I've seen in the league thus far this year, he's right up at the top.
73-67, the Clippers lead it. Suns had the ball after the timeout. Kevin Johnson comes down in the lane, still on the dribble. Kevin Johnson waiting. Out it comes to Chambers now. Chambers played by Benoit Benjamin. Chambers now puts it down, gives Eddie Johnson in the corner. Here's a three-point try, no good. Marley rebounds, and he's fouled hard. Marley goes to the floor, and he'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
I would be very careful there. I mean, he threw Marley to the floor. This could be a technical as far as I'm concerned. The way he. That's a very aggressive foul.
Quentin Daly picks up the foul, and Marley will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. His first one is good. 2:58, 2 minutes 58 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Marley waiting for that next free throw attempt. It is not good, but the rebound to Ty Corbin. Back to Marley. To Kevin Johnson. Kevin Johnson out on the perimeter on the left side of the court. Gets the ball to Chambers out between the circle. Chambers against Benoit Benjamin. Here's his drive to the hoop. It's blocked by Benjamin. Gathered in by Quentin Daly. Daly's pass is going to go out of bounds, and Phoenix will have it. Corbin back to Kevin Johnson. 73-68 the Clippers. Kevin Johnson moves in the lane, backs up. He's got about an 18-20 footer. Good. Kevin Johnson. He hits the hoop.
Took it upon himself one-on-one. He took the shot immediately.
3-point ball game. Clippers 73, Suns 70. Norm Nixon on the dribble now as Marley and Quentin Daly battle inside. Pass goes to Benjamin. In low to Quentin Daly. His shot is up. Good. Quentin Daly.
Dan let him get away from him.
75-70 the Clippers. And Quentin Daly with 17 points for the Clippers. Kevin Johnson out front. Out of Chambers. Top of the key. Shooting from there. 20-footer. Wine time for Chambers as he hits the outside shot. That's 18 points for Chambers.
He's a threat from any place on the court.
75-72. A 3-point lead for the Clippers. Quentin Daly down the right side. Marley chasing him defensively for the Suns. They go to Benjamin low. Benjamin in the lane. Here's his shot. Good. Benoit Benjamin with 16 points now. And the Clipper lead is 5. Here's Kevin Johnson. Has it knocked away as Nixon reaches in. Nixon will pick up the foul. And Kevin Johnson will go to the free throw line. KJ will go to the line to shoot 2. He has 14 points. And he's 4 out of 4 from that charity stripe.
Speaking of Benjamin again, I certainly have never seen him play any better than he is tonight. Blocking shots, offensively strong, rebounding.
We're seeing a lot of good play from this Clipper ball club. Quentin Daly, Ken Norman, Charles Smith, Nixon, they've all been impressive.
Well, I think if you 2 seasons in a row, if you have 3 first-round draft picks each year, you should start to improve.
First free throw is good. The second one is good. 77-74. Again, the lead is cut to 3. Now Corbin goes for the steal, knocks the ball out of bounds. Can't quite come up with it. Clippers, Ken Norman, Danny Manning, Benoit Benjamin, Daly and Nixon. Normal inbound. Assistant coach Paul Westphal calling encouragement out to the Suns on the floor. Inbound pass comes to the Clippers. Norm Nixon. Nixon up out of backcourt, moving down the right side. Nixon on the dribble against the Suns. Kevin Johnson now stops. Norman breaks out, gets the pass. They lob into Benoit Benjamin. He turns in the corner to Quentin Daly on an 18-footer around and good. Quentin Daly.
He is a great offensive player.
Yep, he really is. 79-74. Clippers on top. 1 minute 12 seconds left in his third quarter. Chambers from 20. Got it. to Tom Chambers.
2 in a row from that spot.
20 points. 79-76. Clippers still by 3. Block shots have been a big factor. The Clippers have been tough in that department. They have 10 of them. Now Danny Manning posting him low on the left side against Ty Corbin. Manning turns, forces a shot up and gets it. 14-footer left of the lane, and he's fouled by Corbin.
He did force up that shot, but much taller than Corbin. Able to get that shot off.
81-76 the Clippers. Manning about 6'10", Corbin at 6'6". Definite height advantage, and he just turned, forced it up, got it, drew the foul.
Nice effort by Manning. You can just see the way he plays, Al. He plays with a lot of composure, that he's going to have a great impact on this team.
48 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Manning's free throw is not good. The rebound goes out of bounds. Went off Tyrone Corbin of the Suns. And the bench scoring, we've mentioned it several times. The Clippers bench 34 points. The Suns bench 9. Clippers inbound to Manning again. Manning, baseline drive, little jump shot from there, good, 15-footer.
That's a big mismatch. Corbin trying to cover Manning.
83-76. Clippers, 38 seconds left third quarter. Kevin Johnson to Marley. Marley has the shot, good. Dan Marley. 83-78, Clippers by 5. Charles Smith in that Clipper lineup now.
The backcourt pass.
Norm Nixon using the clock here as the final seconds of this third period tick away. Nixon goes into Manning again, knocked away by Corbin. Loose ball underneath, picked up by Charles Smith, and we'll have a jump ball. We'll have a jump ball with 16 seconds remaining third quarter.
The Suns covered up well that time defensively.
So Marley of the Suns, 6'6". Charles Smith at 6'10" of the Clippers will jump at the Clippers free throw line. Suns and LA Clippers meeting for the first time this year. Pacific Division rivals. The tip comes back, is knocked around, is going to go out of bounds. And they'll give it to the Clippers.
Dan Marley nearly got that tip away from Charles Smith.
13 seconds. Remaining here in the third period. Norman will inbound over the far side of the court. Ken Norman, second year from Illinois. Gets it into Norm Nixon. Nixon over on the right side. 10 seconds left in the third quarter. And now it's at 8 seconds. Finally, they go into Manning. His turnaround shot right on target. 14-footer.
Fine shot by Manning.
Suns get it to Eddie Johnson. He'll throw it up from backcourt. No good. That's the end of 3 quarters of play. Here's the score from Los Angeles. The Clippers 85, the Suns 78. Fourth quarter coming up next. Order your tickets for the next 2 home games. 263 Suns, the number to call. Wednesday night, the Indiana Pacers. Herb Williams, Wayman Tisdale, and that crew. Friday night, well, you know about the Detroit Pistons. 263 Suns. Charge your ticket order to Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover Card. Purchase tickets starting at $7 for those next 2 games. 263 Suns. See you at the Coliseum. Well, we'll go to the fourth quarter, Dick.
Well, the Suns still in it. 7 down. Still have that small lineup in there.
First quarter, the Clippers outscored the Suns 32-24. Second quarter, 22-20. Suns come back in the third period, outscore the Clippers 34-31. They have the ball. Suns won the tip to start the ball game. Kevin Johnson down the right side. Kevin Johnson puts the shot up. Won't get it, but he's fouled. Foul is on Nixon, and Kevin Johnson will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. 85-78 Clippers. Kevin Johnson waiting to step up to that line. Craig Hodges and Kevin of the guards. Ty Corbin, Eddie Johnson, Tom Chambers up front. In the just completed quarter, Clippers shot 56%. The Suns at even 50%. Here's the free throw by Kevin Johnson. Good. He'll have one more try. 85-79 Clippers. And Kevin Johnson's next free throw is also good. So he hits them both. He's perfect from the line tonight. Kevin Johnson has 18 points in the game. And he's 8 for 8 from the line. 85-80. Clippers by 5. Norm Nixon. Down the left side on the dribble. Goes in low to Charles Smith. Back out to Nixon. He's going to stop and pop from 18. No good this time. Kevin Johnson rebounds it for the Suns. Cross court to Eddie Johnson. Underneath to Chambers. Nice pass. Chambers lays it up and in. Eddie Johnson. Nice pass.
Great fast break. Clippers never turned around.
85-82. Suns trailed by 3. Manning. Danny Manning playing in his first pro game. Over to Nixon. Inside. It goes to Charles Smith. He fights his way to the hoop for 2.
Again, Tyrone Corbin, almost an impossible task. Smith is much taller.
That's 15 points for Smith. And a 5-point Clipper lead again. Tom Chambers out front on the perimeter now. Holds the ball up high. Starts the dribble left to the key. Hands it off to Corbin. Out front to Kevin Johnson. Tries to split the defense. Can't. Back to Chambers on the perimeter. 6 seconds to put it up. Chambers on the drive. Scoop shot. Good. No, wait a minute. They're going to call a jump ball. I don't see how they can do that.
That can't be a jump ball.
Well, Tom Chambers.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Cannot believe it. Chambers put the shot up and got it.
That's ridiculous.
He was held, and the guy calls it jump ball. Well, he's new to the NBA. That's obvious. The tip, Chambers knocks it back to Hodges. Hodges has his shot blocked by Charles Smith and grabbed off by Reggie Williams. The Suns lost in that exchange over to Gary Grant, who's in the Clipper lineup. Out to Reggie Williams. In the corner, Manning. Manning goes in underneath. Knocked away from Norman. Picked up by Eddie Johnson. Eddie Johnson loses the ball out of bounds. Who last touched it? Well, they say one of the Clippers. Suns will get it.
You wonder about a call like this.
Yes, you do.
Because it's evident here that Eddie Johnson kicked. I thought he kicked the ball out.
It might have gone off the foot of Manning there. It was hard to tell. Chambers has the ball out front for the Suns now. Puts it on the floor. Penetrates. Gives it out to Kevin Johnson. Back to Chambers again. Chambers driving on Charles Smith. His shot knocked away, but a foul as Chambers drives. Going to be fouled by Norman.
Chambers, I think, is a little angry, and I don't blame him at that last call.
Well, he drove to the hoop, scored, was fouled, and they called it a jump ball.
I think in that case, the 2 other referees out there saw that. I think you should overrule a call like that.
87-82, the Clippers lead it. We're in the 4th quarter here at the Sports Arena in Los Angeles. Tom Chambers, first free throw's good. He'll have another try. Suns will journey on to Sacramento to meet the Kings on Tuesday night. Our radio coverage will start around Arizona at 8 o'clock. Chambers waiting for his second free throw. Chambers has 23 points in the game. Make it 24. 87-84. Suns are down by 3. Gary Grant moves it up on the backcourt. Grant up top of the key. Grant gets the pass off to Reggie Williams. They want to go inside to Charles Smith. They will. He's knocked down. The shot didn't go. But he'll go to the free throw line. And Tyrone Corbin will be called for the foul. Armand Gilliam is going to return to the Phoenix lineup now. Mark West also taking the warm-ups off. He'll come in. Just over 10 minutes left in this one. And Charles Smith, who has 15 points for the Clippers, will go to the free throw line.
I think the Clippers, Gene Shue's doing a very fine job of getting the ball into Charles Smith. A lot of mismatches there.
Now Benoit Benjamin will return. Ken Norman checks out. Our Phoenix Gazette Suns quiz, Larry Bird comes from the same hometown as what NBA coach? Well, that hometown is French Lick, Indiana. And the coach of the Sacramento Kings, Jerry Reynolds, is from French Lick. Okay. First free throw by Charles Smith, not good.
Big lineup in there again. Benoit Benjamin, Charles Smith, Danny Manning.
Reggie Williams. A lot of size. Grant. Next free throw is around and in. Charles Smith got the bounce. 88-84 the Clippers. Kevin Johnson picked up defensively by young Gary Grant. The bounce past Eddie Johnson in the corner. He stops, leans in for the shot. Good. Oh, what a shot by Eddie Johnson.
Beautiful effort by Eddie.
Baseline right. He had to get by 2 Clippers to get it away. And about 15, 16 feet, he buried it. Eddie Johnson now with 19 points in the game. Clippers lead it by 2. Underneath they go to Smith. He deals it off to Reggie Williams, who drives the baseline, lays it up and gets it.
Reggie Williams finally scores.
Nice Clipper play. Reggie Williams, who started at guard, gets his first points. Hodges turns. Ball knocked loose. Saved by Grant. So the Clippers come up with it on the Suns turnover. 90-86. Suns trail the LA Clippers. Gary Grant goes to the right side. Inside to Danny Manning. Back out front. Kevin Johnson went for the steal. And now we get some pushing off on the part of Charles Smith. That'll be a foul, and the Suns will get the basketball. Norman returns. Ken Norman just out for a quick breather. 9 5 minutes, 22 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter of this ball game. And the Suns trail the LA Clippers by a 90-86 score. Halftime, the Clippers led by 10. That's been their biggest. Well, they led by 12 briefly at the start of the third quarter. Suns battled back, outscored the Clippers by 3 in the third period, and are within 4 points right here. Mark West. Armin Gilliam, Eddie Johnson up front for the Suns. Craig Hodges along with Kevin Johnson in backcourt. Ball goes to Eddie Johnson on the left side, working against Ken Norman. Eddie Johnson going one-on-one, and as he turns, he's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2.
Suns are going to Eddie Johnson. That time the side was cleared for him going against Norman. 2 Illinois men.
Exactly what they did in that situation was just clear out the side and open it up for Eddie Johnson, and he drew the foul. Hornacek back into the Phoenix lineup now. Kevin Johnson checks out. 90-86. Suns are trailing as Eddie Johnson goes to the free throw line. EJ had 2 points in the first half. He has 17 so far here in the second. First free throw is good. He has 20 points for the ball game, and he'll get another free toss. He can cut it to 2.
Well, Eddie Johnson has had some big nights here in the Coliseum.
His NBA career high of 43 points last December. Gets the next free throw. 90-88. Suns trail the LA Clippers by 2 points. Just over 9 minutes left in this one. Grant wheels it in the corner for Danny Manning. Manning played by Gillian now. Danny Manning tries to shake loose, can't. Gets the ball to Benjamin. Low post right side. Back to Manning in the corner. Manning looks low. Benjamin again. Back to Manning. Breaks down the middle for the shot. He doesn't get it. We got a whistle and a foul. And the foul is on Gilliam for blocking.
Manning is a very patient player, Al. He doesn't get flustered. Working a two-man game. They're trying to get it into Benjamin, which he did. Does good return pass from Benjamin.
Well, he'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Here's the first free throw. Not good. Have you seen the new publication for the Suns titled Fast Break? It's published monthly during the basketball season, once during the off season. Mailed free to season ticket holders. You can subscribe. Call the Suns office for details or look for your copy of Fast Break at the Coliseum. And check the subscription information. You're going to enjoy it. Both free throws are missed by Danny Manning. Mark West rebounds it for the Suns. They can tie the ball game right here. A lot of time remaining. 8:45 to play fourth quarter. Eddie Johnson left side against Ken Norman. Eddie Johnson from 20. Got it. Wow.
Oh, he is just phenomenal when he gets on a run like that.
23 points for EJ, and we're tied at 90. Now defense the key. Gary Grant. Drive to the right side, takes it in at the baseline. His shot is blocked by Eddie Johnson, grabbed off by Gilliam. We're going to get a loose ball foul here, and it's on Danny Manning. The Suns will have the basketball and a chance to take the lead. Game tied at 90.
A new ball game, Al.
Well, the Suns shooting 44% for the ball game from the field. Clippers 58%. Craig Hodges over to Eddie Johnson. Eddie Johnson stops. Here's his leaner. Good if it goes. It's gone.
You know, he can put on a clinic.
Brother. He's fouled by Norman, and Eddie Johnson going to work. He has 25 points, 23 in this half.
Eddie Johnson just puts on an offensive clinic.
Timeout with 8:18 left fourth quarter. Suns 92, Clippers 90. Hang on to your hat. We'll be right back after these messages. Eddie Johnson with 25 points, 23 here in the second half. He was fouled by Ken Norman on the play. The Suns starters have done their scoring. The Clippers bench has been the big contributor. EJ gets the free throw.
And he has given them the spark they may have needed. Now they've got to tighten up defensively.
93-90, the Suns with the lead. Just over 8 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Grant handling the basketball. He and Quentin dated the guards. Out to Norman, knocked away by Eddie Johnson, but Norman retrieves. And now we'll get a 3-second lane violation called on the Clippers. A turnover, and this is just what the Suns need. Now they got to take advantage of these Clipper mistakes.
Bad mistake by Benjamin, who was standing in the lane.
So the Suns now lead by 3. Their biggest lead was 6 when they scored the first 6 points of the ball game. Hornacek in backcourt. He and Craig Hodges remain the 2 guards out on the floor for the Suns. Ball goes to Gilliam. Gilliam looking for Eddie Johnson, but Gilliam holds on left side. Gilliam back to EJ. Wants to drive on Norman. Norman will reach in, pick up the foul. That's his 5th personal. He was upset with the call.
But Eddie Johnson got a technical for doing that against Golden State, but he's really naturally trying to play Eddie Johnson very tight.
So Eddie Johnson to the free throw stripe. Eddie Johnson had one field goal in the first half. It was a pretty play. You may remember, Dick, he stole the ball at midcourt, drove in for the layup, but that's all he scored in the first half.
Sure do. Well, you know as well as I do, a great score like that, he can go scoreless in the first half and come back with 25 or 30 in the second half.
First free throw's good. 7 minutes and 52 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Eddie Johnson. Next free throw. Got it. He has 28 points, and we're going to get a 20-second timeout now called by the Clippers, and Coach Scott Fitzsimmons wants to talk to his ball club too. You mentioned defense. That's going to be important the rest of the way.
Be consistent defensively and continue to move that basket. They're going to have to eventually, I would think, stop going to Eddie because he's going to get tired.
Next TV game, week from tonight, Suns and Utah Jazz from the Salt Palace in Salt Lake City, Utah. We'll be on the air at 7 o'clock. That's a week from tonight. Well, for the LA Clippers, pretty balanced scoring ball game. 16 points for Charles Smith. Benjamin has 16 points. Quentin Daly has 19. Danny Manning has scored 10 in his first pro appearance. For the Suns, Eddie Johnson with 28. Tom Chambers with 24. Kevin Johnson with 18. Armand Gilliam with 12. Now, Grant Gondrzak has checked in for the first time in the ball game tonight. The one-time Phoenix Suns player. Played overseas last year and was signed as a free agent. Gondo in his second NBA season out of Pepperdine has not played in the ball game, but he's in there now. Daly into Benjamin, and Mark West will reach over the top and pick up the foul.
Well, I would imagine that Gondo's probably going to try to check Eddie Johnson.
Gondrzak, 6'5", 205-pounder. Again played at nearby Pepperdine College. And Grant Gondrzak will inbound the ball for the LA Clippers as they have a fresh 24 seconds. 3 team fouls on the Suns here in the fourth quarter. Into Benjamin, back to Gondrzak. Gondrzak out to Gary Grant. Grant waiting. Goes to Gondrzak again. Matched up against Eddie Johnson. So they really have 3 guards on the floor, but Gondrzak, as Dick mentioned, going against Eddie Johnson. Out to Grant. 15-foot jumper. Not going to go. Rebound battle. Charles Smith there. Follows and scores. And he's fouled. Tough break there.
Charles Smith at 6'10" inside, and he's done a great job tonight.
Gilliam picks up the foul, so Smith with a chance for another 3-point play. Gilliam was battling Smith in there, but he got the rebound, went up for the shot. Gilliam hit him on the hand and wrist. So Smith, who has 18 points, and his free throw is good. 95-93, Suns by 2. Clippers at full court pressure. Hornacek double teamed in backcourt, gets it to West. Suns have done a good job from the free throw line. Out to Hornacek. Hornacek left side. Gilliam fakes the shot, goes to Eddie Johnson. His 20-footer, got it. I think somebody got a piece of it too.
I think it was partially blocked. I thought that was going to be short.
30 points for EJ. 97-93. Suns lead it. Norm Nixon, Quentin Daly, Grant Gondrzak, Charles Smith, and Benoit Benjamin. That's the lineup for Gene Shue of the Clippers. To Daly, bangs his way inside and scores it.
Daly's a strong guard. He's good inside.
21 points for Quentin Daly. 97-95. Suns by 2. Got ourselves a ball game here in LA tonight, Dick.
There he goes again.
Eddie Johnson rounding off, no good. Benjamin at the rebound. That outside shot just spun around the rim and fell off for Eddie Johnson. 2-point Phoenix lead. Nixon to Charles Smith. 15-footer. Air ball. Grabbed off by Eddie Johnson. He has the rebound. Here's the lead pass for Gilliam. Gilliam deep underneath. Tips it to Eddie Johnson. 15-footer good. It counts and he's fouled. Whoa, brother. 32 points for EJ. And he'll go to the free throw line.
The pass Eddie made to Armand was probably one that shouldn't have been made, and Armand Gilliam did a good job of keeping that from going out of bounds.
Gondrzak picks up the foul. Boy, it almost went out, but Gilliam did hustle back, get the ball, then just wheeled it to Eddie Johnson, who was there, and Gondrzak got him on the hand as he hit the shot. 4-point Phoenix lead. 6 minutes, 24 seconds left, fourth quarter. The free throw wouldn't go. Tipping Gilliam, can't get it. Still tipping to the side, goes out of bounds.
Oh, what an effort.
Out of bounds, and the Clippers will have it. 99-95. Suns on top, fourth quarter. Suns with defensive pressure. Ball goes to Nixon. Craig Hodges got to smother him defensively. Nixon will bring the dribble up out of backcourt. Comes down the right side for the Clippers. Benjamin out to set a pick, now backs away as Nixon starts to sneak in close. He's got a 15-footer, no good. Rebound to Kevin Johnson, who's back in the Suns lineup. He brings it over the time stripe to Gilliam, to the hoop. Can he get it? He got it! Gilliam from KJ.
Again, the Clippers going back with their heads returned to the ball.
101-95. We're going to get a foul called on Craig Hodges. Now the Suns don't want to do this. This puts them over the team foul limit. That put the Suns over the team foul limit.
Not a good foul. You don't want to commit that kind of foul in this situation.
So Norm Nixon will come down to the free throw line now to shoot two. Mark Gilliam, just a power drive to the hoop. Soft touch and to get the bounce.
And you mean to tell me that that wasn't a foul?
Nixon getting the first free throw. 5 minutes and 56 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's the next free throw by Norm Nixon. He hit them both. 101-97. Suns on top. Kevin Johnson, long pass for Craig Hodges. He's got an 18-footer. He can't hit it. Open shot wouldn't go. Benjamin rebounds. Charles Smith back to Norman. Norman over to Nixon. Left side for Quentin Daly. His 18-footer. High bounce. Won't go. Chambers in there rebounding for Phoenix to Kevin Johnson. To Eddie Johnson. Eddie Johnson has the jumper. Won't go. Gilliam pushed off for the rebound, and he's whistled for the foul. 5 minutes and 34 seconds remaining. Loose ball fouled and will come down now. Free throws could be a big factor. Both clubs are over the team foul limit.
I'm sure they will be, and that's number 5 on Gilliam.
Gilliam's 5th personal in 5 minutes and 34 seconds remaining. Coming down to go to the free throw line will be Ken Norman. Hornacek is replacing Craig Hodges right now. 101-97 Suns. Norman has 8 points. He is 2 of 4 free throws tonight. Second year, Illinois, leading scorer and rebounder on the ball club. He'll miss the first free throw. Now we've got Norman again at the free throw line.
Norman has 8. He hasn't scored in this half.
Here's the next free throw. Good. We're going to get a timeout right here. 5:34 left in this fourth quarter. Phoenix 101, Clippers 98. We'll be right back. .32 right now against the Clippers with 5 minutes and 34 seconds to go in this fourth quarter. Suns leading 101-98.
Amazing thing about those 32, Al, 30 of them have come here in the second half.
Suns with Hornacek and Kevin Johnson, Tom Chambers, Armand Gilliam, and Eddie Johnson. Clippers with Benoit Benjamin, Ken Norman, Charles Smith, Norm Nixon, and Quentin Daly. And with the ball, Kevin Johnson for the Suns. Out of backcourt, working against the Clippers veteran guard Norm Nixon. KJ in front to Eddie Johnson now. Behind a Chambers screen. He's going to be short from 18, but he's fouled. The rookie Charles Smith made a little bit of a rookie mistake right there.
That was. No matter how well the guy's going, you don't want to bail him out from 20 feet.
So the foul is on Charles Smith, his 4th, and Eddie Johnson will go to the free throw line, and he'll have 2 shots. Well, everything's big right here. Suns with a real chance to come out on top of this one. Eddie Johnson's free throw didn't go.
I would think he's a great free throw shooter, but fatigue has got to be playing a little bit of a factor here.
He's worked awfully hard in this second half. Here's E.J.